Hi there, it's Jeff
and Cassandra
from RV Parenting. And what's the question of the day?
Is it still boondocking if you're staying the night at a Walmart parking lot? So we received a comment from one of our videos about boondocking from Chris S. And he commented saying parking overnight in a parking lot is not boondocking. It's not dispersed camping. He doesn't even call it camping at all. And while I agree with him, technically it's not camping. If I'm not at home and I'm not in a hotel, I consider that camping.
And really, for me, what we covered in the bulk of that video was why you'd want to do it, how you'd want to do it, some safety tips. All of that information is totally valid. RVers, especially old salty dogs, can be very passionate about, getting the terminology right and getting all, the rules and the etiquette correct. And I'm not saying those things aren't important, but I am saying that, we're mincing words here as to whether or not it's boondocking when you're in a Walmart parking lot.
But it did make us think, what is boondocking? Are there different types of just parking overnight? What are they called and what are they used for and how do we use them?
And, Chris did mention the term dispersed camping. And so in researching that is traditionally boondocking, and you're camping on public lands, maybe a national forest or some other kind of public land outside of a designated campground. Technically, though, anytime you are camping somewhere outside of a designated campground and you don't have hookups, meaning no electricity, no water, no sewer, none of that, it's called dry camping. You're using your generator for power, or maybe your battery power if you don't have a generator. So dry camping encompasses all of it. And then dispersed camping is when you're specifically on public lands, out in the middle of nowhere, basically. And that was Chris's assertion that that's what boondocking is. That's only what boondocking is. And
we didn't even touch on wallydocking, which I love saying and I love doing, which is actually kind of like the RVers lingo for parking at a Walmart parking lot, because that just sounds a lot more fun and glamorous than parking lot at Walmart. But I loved it. I like parking at Walmart. And what's cool about it is you see truck drivers are parked there, other RVers. Like, you feel like you're part of this biker gang, except it's an RV gang.
And if you do want to learn more about how to do it, why you'd want to do it, check out our other video. I'll put a link down below in the description, and you'll see a card for it at the end of this one. But it's also worth noting that, they do generally refer to parking in a Walmart parking lot as wallydocking. Obviously, that word is a derivative of boondocking. So I decided to see who's right. I don't really care. I just thought it was fun. Hope if you're watching this, Chris, you think it's in good fun too. So what I did was I Googled the term, what is boondocking, in Google. I used a browser that I was not logged into it, so it didn't know my search history. And I just looked at the top 5 websites that came up just to see what they had to say about boondocking and whether or not a Walmart parking lot or other kind of parking lot counted as boondocking. So those 5 websites, the first one
is campendium.com.
Campendium.com. No points there for a roll off your tongue website name, but according to them, no, Walmart is not a official boondocking place. They agreed with Chris that boondocking is when you're on national lands out in the middle of nowhere somewhere. The next website that came up was campingworld.com. Of course, they're well known for selling RVs, but they do have a blog on their website, and according to them, yes, boondocking does include parking at a Walmart parking lot.
And then there's dyrt.com, and they agreed that yes, being in a Walmart parking lot is considered boondocking.
I guess it's the dirt. I guess that's supposed to mean like the dirt where you're camping. I'm not sure. But they were the number 3 result. The next one that came up was rvshare.com. They were the number 4 search result for this. And that was the only website that didn't really make a clear distinction. To be fair to Chris, I will say that they kind of leaned towards Chris's position, but they didn't come right out and say whether or not they thought Walmart was boondocking.
And then the last source that we were able to find were weartherussos.com, and they agreed. They're a traveling family, traveling group, and they said, yes, it is considered boondocking as well.
So, Google, of course, considers these to be the 5 most authoritative sites on the question of what is boondocking. And of those, 3 said yes, 1 said no, and 1 was unclear. So, just in good fun, Chris, I'm going to give this one to us. But to Chris's larger point, of course, we are new to this, and it is important, I think, that we know what we're talking about. And if we do screw up occasionally, and I know we will, we're gonna make sure we acknowledge that. We're not sitting here pretending we're experts. But I do think I think this is clear that wallydocking, at least according to most of the experts, probably is boondocking.
I couldn't agree more.
Anyway, this video is just a short one in good fun. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below, especially if you disagree. Just be nice about it. Smash that subscribe button and the bell notification button too. That way you find out of the next video we put out. But with that, we'll see you in the next video.